going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Winner's Circle. We are here. We are coming to the end of the season. We only have two more episodes left on the podcast. Okay, we have this week, and then we have next week. This week, there was a couple things that I wanted to touch on. First and foremost, we're going to jump into the Reindeer games have been officially announced that it will not be returning production. The producers said due to scheduling issues that they would not be able to, and the push of season 26, like season 26 was supposed to be earlier. So it was supposed to start earlier and end earlier. And I guess because the season got pushed a little bit due to scheduling, it pushed it into ending later, which last year, quite frankly, someone that was a part of the inaugural Reindeer game season, it felt like it was very, very rushed from ending Big Brother into the Reindeer games. It's actually very interesting to me. I'm like very curious as to, like what made them spark that and be like, okay, let's do it. Unless it just was something that they came up with and didn't realize how rough it would be going right from Big Brother to the season of the Reindeer games. But it was a lot. Like being a part of that, you could tell it was a lot. It was not a huge crew, really long days, and really like taxing on, I think, not just the cast, but also the producers and the crew and everybody that was involved. And so that might have had something to do with it when it came to like, okay, are we going to do the Reindeer games? Reindeer game season 1 was an absolute hit. Are we going to do it again? And I'm sure they wanted to, because the thing that was really cool about the inaugural season of the Reindeer games was how much like the producers were not only like super involved and you were around them a little bit more, mostly for me, it was after the fact, after you were eliminated, because you still had to be there. But like hearing their thoughts on it and how well it was received and how well they thought the show was going to do, and that it actually did do really well. So it would have been really cool to see a second season. And I think it's a really fun way to get returners, maybe even people that you haven't seen in a while, get those faces that you wouldn't regularly see or you wouldn't normally see on a Big Brother season or some of these other shows. I literally find Christy's hair in everything that I have in it. Like it was like tickling my stomach and I'm like, what is that? Apologize. And for those of you that are watching on the YouTube, you just saw that. Very interesting. It's just like it gets caught in the shirt. Anyway, neither here nor there. The Reindeer games is a really fun way to get some of the faces of the past. Like the first season of Reindeer games was so epic, in my opinion. Like having Danielle Reyes come back out of retirement was awesome. Having Brittany back, who hadn't been on a season since, or hadn't really been on something since season 14. She might have done like some other shows, but I'm not familiar. Then you had Taylor back, you had Nicole back, you had me, you had Xavier, you had Josh, you had Frankie, who nobody had seen since 16. It was really cool to have all these different faces like thrown in from the past. And then you obviously had Cam that was coming from the most recent season. So it was like a really cool, fun way, shorter, which makes it a lot easier for people that haven't been on a reality show in some time, and maybe it's a little more difficult for their schedule. It was a really easy way to make it work into your schedule, because we weren't really gone for that long. So that's why I think, it would be really nice for, future seasons of the Reindeer games, because it really allows people that maybe we have not seen and really wouldn't see open up their schedule and be like, all right, I can swing this. It's about 10 days max. And like for me, I went, and because I went home early, I was able to, still continue working. So I didn't really need to take the full days, because fortunately I have a position where I could have a little bit of flexibility. And so it was really cool, and it was really nice to be out there. I will say the one thing for me that I was doing is I was working East Coast hours on the West Coast. So it was like really brutal. Like I was up crazy early, but then it was really unique to see me like, oh man, my workday is done at 2:00. And then I was like, I have the whole rest of the day, which was like kind of cool. Working the East Coast hours on the West Coast made it kind of like, I was like, oh, it's not bad. It's kind of, finishing the workday like smack in the middle of the day with like the sun and everything was really, really nice, especially this time of year. It's like super dark, super early over here on the East Coast. It's really unfortunate, but it's really unfortunate because I also felt like the Reindeer Games, it's like 6 episodes. It's something to look forward to watch in this time where there's really nothing to watch. Like there's really nothing for us to watch during this period of time in like the reality circuit. We're always like waiting for the new year to come. And so it was something that I was really hoping to see this year, but unfortunately, we are not going to be seeing a season 2 of the Reindeer Games. Let me know down below who are some people that you would have liked to have seen on Reindeer Games season 2. I know for me, I wanted like a Janelle there. Like Janelle season 2, absolute fire, gonna bring the noise, gonna bring the drama. But unfortunately, we don't have that. So like that, somebody like Janelle would have been someone cool. I think someone like Enzo would be really funny on season 2 of Reindeer Games. Because like he's just like, imagine Enzo dressed up in all this stuff with all like the one-liners that Enzo does, and like he can easily swing, something like that. Like I feel like Enzo would be hilarious on the Reindeer Games, like dressed up. He would be mocking himself the entire time in his diary room sessions. It would be epic. So, hopefully, not this year, but maybe next year, Reindeer Games is going to be coming back. But that's kind of my take there on the Reindeer Games. So let's hear from this week's sponsor, Huel. Running late, no time for breakfast, and you're starving. We've all been there. Race into meetings, practice, school pickups, whatever it is. But what if a delicious, nutritious meal could be ready in seconds? This podcast is sponsored by Huel, the #1 complete nutrition brand. Huel is trusted by people like you to fuel their days with convenient, complete nutrition. The meals by Huel have been a daily ad for me because throughout the day, when I'm at work, I'm always on the move. And the last thing I think to do is sit and have a meal. And so having Huel with me has been so crucial so that I don't end up coming home after a workday starving. Huel shakes actually taste like a milkshake, and they come in delicious chocolate or vanilla. Designed by experts to provide all the nutrients your body needs from a meal, Huel takes the guesswork out of healthy eating. Not to mention that Huel is incredibly affordable with high protein meals less than $5. It's a budget-friendly option that anybody can add into their daily routine. But don't take my word for it. Try it out for yourself, because for Winner Circle listeners, you can get 15% off plus a free gift for new customers with code WINNERCIRCLE at Huel.com. Again, that's 15% off plus a free gift for new customers using code WINNERCIRCLE at Huel.com. Fuel your best with Huel today. All right, I'd like to thank Huel for sponsoring this week's episode. Now, next thing on the agenda, we just had the release of the trailer for Traitors Season 3. If you have not seen it, be sure to go check it out. We have some heavy hitters that are going to be on this season, Season 3 of Traitors. And also, there might be some surprises. Like, I feel like there's some stuff that I know that wasn't really shown. So, like, that's going to be super cool to be on the lookout for. And so, Season 3 of the Traitors, like Season 1 was great. Season 2 was great. Season 3, I think, is going to be amazing. I think the show just keeps building and compounding. I think the personalities that are coming on are becoming, bigger and bigger personalities. And so I'm excited to see it. I'll tell you what, one of the faces that I'm really looking forward to is Tom Sandoval. Like, I'm like, dude, this guy is, I don't know how he would hold up in like a game show like this. Like he's like big on the reality circuit and like non-scripted, but kind of also a little bit scripted Bravo. Like it's not scripted, but it kind of is. You guys get, if you watch Bravo, which like, let me know down in the comments if I have any Bravo people here. Maybe throw a B in the comments, because Christy and I are big Bravo people. We watch a lot of the Bravo shows. Well, I shouldn't say a lot of the Bravo shows. We watch like Vanderpump. We watch Summer House. We watch, Winter House. It's really just Vanderpump, Summer House, Winter House. Maybe another one. Maybe I should call her in here to see which other ones we watch. I feel like we watch more shows than that. But anyway, like I don't know how someone like, Sandoval is going to hold up on a show like this, other than like him wanting the spotlight a little bit and like trying to like maybe put himself into the spotlight, because you have other people in there like Tony from Survivor, like Rob from Survivor. These are like beasts in the reality gaming world. And so I'm just going based off of what was shown in in the trailer. You have Danielle Reyes there, you have Brittany from Big Brother. I'm interested to see. There's something going on here. Something going on. I'm not really sure, but the cast is going to be good. I don't know that it's fully revealed yet, and I'm not sure. Maybe I have to do a little bit more research on my side, because I feel like something is going on here. But, we also have Sierra from Summer House, which I think is going to be, again, like, I don't know how Sierra would do in a situation in a show like this. Like, I feel like Sierra is a very genuine person. Like, she's very sweet. She's very genuine. And this is a very different show when it comes to, having to have conversations with people like that. It's just not these conversations. Like, there's always that like hint of it's not a genuine conversation. And this isn't, I have to talk to this person. I have to be careful of this person. I don't trust this person. It's like when you're on these other shows like Summer House and like Winter House, it's like you really can gravitate towards the people that you are comfortable with and just ignore the other people. But when you're playing a game, it's almost like it's always in the back of your head. Like you can do that, but then you're like, ultimately you're not playing to win the game. So if you're on these shows, like I'm interested to see how like a Sierra, who is someone that Christy and I really, really like when we watch Summer House and Winter House, interested to see how she handles this show and like kind of what she's able to do, or if she's just going to be like one of the, big names on the season that isn't really somebody that like, is a part of a lot of the storylines. And maybe he's just like too sweet, too innocent, gets killed off by the Traitors because they know like, all right, Sierra is loved and people are going to trust her. So let's just get rid of her. That's what I could see happening for Sierra. Brittany, Danielle Reyes, like, I think Danielle Reyes is going to be a absolute soundbite in the diary room or the confessional. I think on these shows we call it confessionals, whereas on Big Brother we call it the diary room. So I think Danielle Reyes is going to be soundbite one-on-one. Brittany is going to be soundbite one-on-one. They're just going to have phenomenal sound bites in the confessional. So I'm really excited for them. Zac Efron's brothers on the season. I'm not entirely sure like what that is going to bring to the show. Like, I know he did, they had like some show on Netflix and stuff, but like this is just some of the people that come on here. It's just interesting. I'm just like, they're just, they're going on another show. This is the gaming show, but you need some drama and you need some names. So they're like bringing people onto it. Then I mentioned it earlier. We have the Survivor legends on here in Rob and Tony. So there's no way they both like I could see like a Rob or a Tony. One of them is going to be a traitor. And so, they can't both have them. So it would be like, it's going to be really cool to see like that happen. Cause it's like, you don't bring a Rob and a Tony on to not make one of them traitors. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, and I'm just going based off of like what kind of happened in the past. You just had like Big Brother, Survivor people like as traitors. I would be very interested to see if this season goes the route of like putting only reality personalities as traitors and not any of the gamers as a traitor. That would be very interesting to me. Like that would be very interesting to me because like I feel like the Big Brothers, the Survivors, anybody that has played like a game or like the challenge, like anybody from that realm, like the CTs, the Bananas, all that, if you just left all of them away from being a traitor, how quickly they would maybe get recruited or how quickly they would figure out who the traitors are. Like, I feel like though that would be very interesting. I'd be very interested in seeing that play out. We have Wells, who I think is going to be like Wells is just like a really nice guy. I don't know how he's going to hold up. Wells Adams from The Bachelor and I mean, he practically is hosting Paradise. He's like the bartender, but I'm interested to see how Wells does on there, because it's going to be super super interesting to see like which people come out as personalities, like Nikki Garcia, Trishelle. I want to say she's from Selling Sunsets. So that's super interesting. Oh, Real Housewives of Dubai. Real Housewives of New York. Oh, man, this is going to be fire. Real Housewives of New Jersey. Oh, I should not. Dolores. New Jersey. How you doing? Sport New Jersey. Well, actually, this is going to be fire, dude. A bunch of Real Housewives. They're going to bring noise. Then you have some gamers that I'll tell you right now. The season's probably going to have fireworks. And obviously, the season continues to get bigger and better. The Traitors continues to get more and more, let's just call it for what it is. It keeps getting better and better. So more money's getting dumped into it by the network. So it's just getting better and better and better. So I'm actually really looking forward to the Traitors. Maybe I'll be covering that this upcoming new year as well, because that's just going to be one. Like, the thing for me, the show's like, I always talk about wanting to, touch on different shows and have different conversations about shows that we're doing, that I'm watching at least. But when it comes to game shows, for me, like, Derek and I, like 2 or 3 years ago, we tried talking about Survivor. And to be honest, it's like, it's just tough. I feel like somebody that has played Survivor talks about Survivor because like they've understood the game, much like how I talk about Big Brother, and it's very easy for me to talk about Big Brother because I've played the game. Like, Traitors is something that is very easy to talk about because I've played the game. Like, I was playing the game well, and then I messed up and made mistakes in the game, but I'm very self-aware of what needs to be done on both sides. Like, if I was going in with a game plan of like, if I was a faithful, this is how I'd play it, or if I was a traitor, this is how I'd play it. And so it's very easy to talk about the shows that you've done. And so that's why I'm really excited for this upcoming season of the Traitors, and definitely going to be covering it and definitely going to be talking about it because it's a good show. Listen, it's a good show. The show is getting better and better. The show is growing. I feel like it's getting a wider audience. It's getting, like, last season, it was crazy because, inaugural season, you're not really sure what you're going to get with something. I'm talking about speaking on the network side. So we were only on Peacock. Then we did so well. We won an Emmy, or the casting won an Emmy for the cast, which was something that I always found very interesting. It's like the casting won an Emmy for the cast, but it's like we were all, like, most of us were returners. Like, we were just, so the cast won the Emmy. So technically, I call myself an Emmy winner. Now, you can, call it what you want, but I'm going to call it for what it is. And I'm an Emmy winner. I've won an Emmy, or I've won people an Emmy, or me and my cast members won people Emmys. It's really not that big of a deal. You're welcome. And made the show bigger and better. And now it's like all over the place. And then Alan Cumming wins an Emmy. And so it's just like the show's just getting bigger and better. And honestly, it kickstarts with season 1. It's not a big deal. We're only 3 seasons in, but the show is just getting bigger and better, and you're welcome because we got it renewed. That's what we do. That's what we do. And so really looking forward to Traitors. I went off on a little bit of a tangent there. I can keep myself humble. It's really not that big of a deal. The show is going to be good no matter what. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the next season. It's going to be fun. It's going to be filled with drama because everybody knows when you go on this show what you need to bring. It's very cut and dry. There's not a lot of like downtime when it comes to like boredom about the game. Like, the game is constantly happening. And when there is downtime, you're like not allowed to talk about the game. So it's like when you're on, you're talking game. And I feel like they kind of navigate it, manipulate it in a way where it's like, we only want it when the cameras are on, like in this room, at the round table, when the competitions are happening. So it's going to be really interesting. I feel like the round tables are going to start to heat up. They're going to start to heat up, and we're here for it. We're here for the drama. If you are going to be watching season 3 of The Traitors, which is going to be coming out soon, let's see. Let's get the official date here. January 9th. Season premiere, January 9th. And so we'll be tuning in. Will you be tuning in to watch The Traitors season 3? Make sure, drop a 3 down below. Now, I said earlier, if you watch the Bravo, I want to be, but now drop a 3. Or you know what? Not a 3. Drop a sword. Drop the sword, because that's like, I feel like the Traitors emblem. If you're going to be watching season 3 of The Traitors, because I like to know how many people that are still tuning in at this point. are going to be watching it just to see like if it's worthwhile for covering it, if it's going to be good. And so let me know down below in the comments. Again, I appreciate everybody here. Make sure if you've all the way to the end of this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and share the video. Coming to an end here for the new year. Going to be coming in hot 2025, which is so wild to think about. It's like we're wrapping up 2024. It's so weird and going into 2025. So going to be starting the new year off, most likely covering Traitors, but let me know if that's something that you guys are going to be watching so that we could all kind of weigh in on it together. As always, I appreciate you joining me here on the Winner Circle, and I will see you next time.